Welcome back to Inside Sources. Today, as we continue the conversation on the future of Nigeria, I have a unique guest, somebody who has been involved in time past in Nigeria's federal military government, who was a chief security officer to the former number 2 man. He's going to be telling us his experience in government and his own perspective about Nigeria's future. I am delighted to welcome to Inside Sources Major Shehu Fadikwe. Major Fadikwe, you are welcome to Inside Sources.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's start the conversation around, our focus here. If you look at where Nigeria is today, and based on your own experience, working at that level of authority during the federal military government, where do you think Nigeria is going, or put differently, how do you think we should anchor the future of this country?
Well, let me put it this way. This is 2025. I feel by now Nigeria should have gone past where we are. But be that as it may, we still thank God because Nigeria is still surviving. And what do I mean by that? Prior before 1999, there was not this menace of terrorism and insurgency.
Yeah.
And that has actually slowed down Nigeria so much. Lives have been lost.
Yeah.
Places that have been developed have been destroyed. But be that as it may, we are getting out of the wood. But what have we now employed the political class?
Okay.
Is to look at Nigeria wholesomely. Instead of looking from sectional and from the west and from the east and from the north, we should see Nigeria as one whole entity. And I believe that we are better off as one than
to be separate.
To disintegrate to about 3 or 4 sections in Nigeria. Our strength is in our unity. But the only thing is that people don't like the word, but you can use any word to color it. You need to do surgical operation on Nigeria.
Okay. So what?
When people talk about restructuring, and some people don't like the meaning of restructuring. That's why I said you can choose any language you want to
call it.
All I implore Nigeria is that let there be equity, let there be fairness, and let there be equality. But now the problem, in terms of equity, is this: with whatever system the one-time president Obasanjo employed to make a South man president, let's also do something to make a Southeast man president also, so they will feel belonged.
Belonging.
Do you get what I'm saying now?
Right.
Although it is not given on a platter of gold. But if you watch, even that of South was not given a platter of gold too.
Yeah.
So if there is fairness, if there is equality, if there is justice, I believe that Nigeria as one entity will be stronger than Southwest going his own, Southeast, South, and the North. So, and that is why we all need to sit down together. People will say, oh, it's a geographical mistakes. They just lumped us together as one. And we've been like this for, about over 100 years.
Yes, at least since 1914.
Since 1914.
Yeah.
And right from independence, yes, there have been ups and downs. There was a time the East were the one controlling the show.
Yeah.
Well, people will say it was doing under the military. Whether military or you cannot remove the military era from our history. It's not impossible. It's not possible.
Right.
So I feel that what the National Assembly, the political leaders across board should come together sincerely and talk and let them sit on a round table and see how they can juxtapose all these things together so that there will be fairness, there will be unity, there will be justice, and there will be equity.
Interesting.
When that it's on, you discover that even of this issue of problems from outside the country or from among some fifth columnists, we'll be able to identify them and nip them in the bud.
Interesting. I mean, quite a lot of things that you said there, but I want to quickly pick up one so that we go a little bit more details.
Yeah.
So it's your view that the Southeast should also produce
I believe so strongly.
president.
I believe so strongly. But it's not something that will be given to them on a platter of gold. Let me expatiate a bit. The political leaders or leaders generally in the Southeast should be able to come together and talk to one another and be able to produce someone that they believe that is credible and can lead them. Once that is done, these same people will sell that candidate to the entire country.
You don't think that someone is Peter Obi?
Well, I'm not going to talk about Peter Obi. Peter Obi, Peter Obi did something marvelous in 2023.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from him because nobody believed that he can pull the kind of stunt he pulled.
Yeah.
But I told some, permit me to use that language, the obedience that are my friends. And I said, look, what Obi had done in 2023, they should build on it. But rather than building on it, they are still trying to tear. I mean, because politics is over, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Whether you said Tinubu is your president or not, politics is over until 2027.
Yeah, and Tinubu is president.
And president, yes.
Like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, Tinubu is the president today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's, whatever grievances, whatever hatred, whatever bitterness you have, push it aside.
Until the next,
opportunity comes. And that's why I said the South is now, to them, well, with the kind of vote they gave to Obi, that should be supported Obi in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Why not repackage him? This time around, the leaders there should do the work. Begin to sell this man. Sell him to Southwest. Sell him to North Central, to Northeast. You see, he has to go beyond the East.
His base.
You can't. You can't. I would like practice regional. Politics, and you think it will permeate into the entire nation? No.
Yeah. Even General Buhari, who since 2003
until he had to do that,
until he had the handshake.
Yes,
across the Niger.
yes.
You know, so I mean,
so I think if it's Peter Obi they are presenting, they should do that to Peter Obi, and Peter Obi himself should be humble in mind to say, okay, it's not about me now. I could be the vehicle. Do you understand?
Right.
I could be the vehicle, but it's not about me now. It's about these people. You should be able to bow down to them.
Well, I like the takeoff point because, you know, I agree with you that for purposes of equity, you know, indeed, you know, and especially now that we have rotational presidency, I think, you know, we are all agreed now that the presidency should rotate between the North and the South. And one region in the South that hasn't tasted it, at least since 1999, is the Southeast. But I remember that even, you know, while we were in office, and this is also, I mean, I'm saying this for the first time also, that, you know, some of the people that came up with the idea to support Senator Lawan, you know, said that the Northeast, they also had the argument that the Northeast had also never been president, and that was how, you know, Senator Lawan also came into the picture. I remember that, you know, he didn't even buy the form until very late because some people said no. I mean, and the speculation was that they pushed the idea to then President Buhari to support him. So that goes to the point that, look, everybody should have a fair shape
Yeah,
to
yes.
the thing, and I agree with you.
Yes.
But I want us to move the conversation now to your own experience when you were in government. Now, one of the things that Nigerians remember you for, you know, and I'm sure, you know, quite notable was that when the coup of 1997, well, phantom coup, you know, set up whatever it is, you came out and, you know, you were the only person who came out and said, look, we plan a coup. Can you tell our audience, Major Fadipe, what actually happened?
That's a very bitter period of my life. Well, it's in a layman's language or in a direct approach, there was a coup. Whether it was now a phantom one or it was a setup,
Okay.
it's immaterial now.
But there was a plan.
Okay, now let me explain now. Because that's the problem I was having or I had with my boss until he died.
Yeah.
I will never stand up now and said, oh, I was a major. If I want to do if I want to get involved in a coup as a major,
Right.
it will be a violent coup. Because there is no way I would do a palace coup.
You had a lot of people.
I have a lot of people ahead of me. If my era want to carry out coup, it will be like that of Oka. It will be violent. But I never planned any coup. I never intended to plan any coup. But I got involved through my boss. Okay, let me put it this way. It is true when you see movement,
Right.
and it tends towards something is fishy.
Right.
Until you are actually dragged into it, you cannot say, oh, you know what is going on.
What's going on?
The best you could do, which I was indicted for, was that I was not just a junior officer, I was a middle level officer.
Right.
So I must have seen what they were doing, and what I should have done was to report.
Okay.
And I told the same fellow, I said, yes.
This was what they told you during the trial.
During the investigation. But I told him, I said, yes, I knew I was supposed to, but I believed in what they wanted to do.
That's the point.
Because as at that time, initially, Abacha was doing well. All of his job because of he wanted to transmute to a civilian regime. Things went haywire. And it's like they were not getting the grips again. And mind you, as at that time, Nigeria was already a pariah state.
A lot of,
The major political powers, maybe except for maybe Germany, I'm not so very sure, but all the major Western leaders
right.
have already.
Yeah, we already had. We were actually out of Commonwealth.
Yes,
you know.
So
and there were discussions of sanctions.
More sanctions, exactly.
You know, people were trying to resist.
So why can't we just arrest the drift? So
that was why you felt.
That's why I
the
felt
right thing, that, look,
my
the plan to transmute is not the right thing.
It's not, because it's like the more they want to transmute, the more there are dissensions, even within the military. They might not show it out.
Oh well, eventually, you know, after he died, we saw what
exactly
General Abduction did, wrap up the whole thing
quickly and just
that's the confirmation of your
Yes. So now, on the 9th of December, 1997.
Okay.
We got to the office after the pleasantry with my boss, and the ADC left, and I normally have, once the ADC leaves, I'll give my boss the security briefing for the period.
Yeah.
So after that, he just asked me a point. I said, are you sure all is well? Honestly, he got me off my feet.
That was December 9.
December 9, 1997.
This was after the attempted...
the bomb blast? That was
November.
No, that was before. That was before the attempt. The bomb attempt was on the 13th of December.
Oh, okay. So this your meeting with him was
on the 9th.
Okay.
Aha. That was the first time he told me directly that something was in the offing. So, and you know, the way he just put it, because a day before then, now that should be a Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
8th of December should be Monday.
Okay.
The Army Chief of Army Staff training conference was just took off in Enugu.
Okay.
And Abacha, being the CNC, was supposed to declare the
conference open.
And the man had left. He has left the villa on his way to Enugu, to the airport. All of a sudden, the man came back. He aborted the journey. So my boss called me. That was on Monday now.
Where were you and your boss now? Were you also in Enugu?
No. We didn't go with them.
Oh, okay.
We were in Abuja.
Okay.
So after some time, my boss called me, said, once the CNC get to Enugu, I should let him know. I said, no, the man has aborted his trip. That is back into the village. I said, am I trying? He said, yes, sir. You could see that my boss was a bit worried. I didn't know what was going on at that time. So I now ask my boss to be on standby. Maybe
they're going to move.
The guy will still go back, or we will go and meet the scenes to find out where he aborted the trip. But nothing of such happened. But to my surprise, in the evening, say right around 3-4, Bami just came to the office.
To General Diya's office?
To General Diya's office. They had some meeting for maybe about 10-15 minutes. So we were even wondering, Chief of Army Staff, supposed to be in Enugu.
Yeah.
So what is he doing in Abuja here? You understand?
Right.
So after the man left, my guy called me and said, call me Adisa.
Okay.
General Adisa.
Yes.
No, Adisa has been removed as the minister for
transport.
No, for works.
Oh, for works. Okay.
For works and housing.
Okay.
Then also General Olarewaju has been removed as commissioner, minister for communications.
Right.
But the two generals have not been redeployed and have been assigned to any other portfolio.
So they are still just hanging in Abuja.
In Abuja. So he said, call me Adisa. Okay. So I called General Adisa. And the man was disturbed. I said, no, I didn't know. The guy just come that the chief came in. So after he left, he just asked me to get you. And Adisa came in.
Okay.
Almost immediately. And this time I was in Mufti.
Okay.
So he had some brief meeting with my boss. So on his way out, the man was asking me some questions. But I now discovered that I was not privy to what the man, because he believed that I was already in the know.
Okay. So all of this, you're trying to explain how you found out.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and the man now said, okay, don't worry, Fatima, let's see later. And the man left. But the next morning, my boss now told me, he said, you security people, you know, if Oga had traveled yesterday, he would have been arrested and there would have been change of government.
Oh, wow. He told you that?
I quoted him for you.
Wow.
Honestly, I won't lie to you. I knew I was in trouble. I just knew right there that I was in trouble. Then I said, sir, by who, sir? He said, by the GOCs and the chief. If he had gone to Enugu, he would have been abducted there and was forced to resign, and there would have been change of government.
So the plan was that, it's when he gets to Enugu that they will carry out.
They would what they abduct him.
Yeah, but here in Abuja there was Bameyi and Bameyi.
No, Bameyi is still in Lagos, but the Commander Brigade of Guards.
Yes.
Muazu. Although he was not involved, but he's two boys.
Right.
That is the two CEOs.
Right.
Then Abuja had only two CEOs then.
Okay.
Kefi and Abuja
were
part of the plot.
Oh, okay.
So it's easier to take over because the Brigade of Guards
take over in
Abuja here. Then why, based on their how they want to carry it out, the modus operandi, they know how to take over the entire nation. But once the main man has been arrested, and you know, most times when the CNC travels within the country, Mustafa goes with him. So, and I'm sure he must have been included in how to abduct the...
So what did you gather was the reason for Abacha?
He said because he wanted to turn himself to civilian president, and once he does that, he will become life president. And I don't want that to happen.
That was what General Diya
told me.
No, but I meant that. Did Abacha get some insight?
I don't know.
The reason why he turned back? Or
I don't know.
Just,
really?
Fortuitous?
Maybe it was just providence. Maybe he got some, because the advanced party, every other advanced team had already gone
and
to
he was on his way.
And he was on his way to the airport until before he turned back.
It's interesting.
So whether it was providence, whether he got inside information, honestly, I don't know.
Or whether it was part of the setup. Because, you know that was what General Diya said.
No. I don't think, as at that time, I don't think the setup
had
materialized now. Okay, if you can, let me fast forward a bit.
Okay.
When I came out from detention, I came to Abuja because somebody invited me to, political movements have started in full swing.
So it was after your release.
After my release in 99. Sometimes about this following month, if I can still remember the name of that group, I think part of the group supporting PDP and the Obasanjo, either Obitaram or something like that. Somebody just added my name and they invited me, they sent me air ticket, everything, even accommodation in Abuja. And I attended. So inside that meeting that day, I saw General Sabo.
Who was that General Sabo now?
It was, during our time, was the DMI. General Alhaji Sabo. So it was the DMI then. So
it was retired now.
It's even late now.
No, I mean,
after that time, he was already retired. So, and I went to him, sat beside me. I said, Arankayede, how are you, sir? I greeted him. I said, but there's something that has been disturbing me. Thank God I saw you. I said, it was obvious as at the time I knew about that plot, the government was already aware. So why did you sacrifice me, sir? Because it was obvious the intelligence sacrificed me.
Because you were also from DMI.
Yes. So the man now laughed. He said, no, Fadipe, we did not sacrifice you. It was your integrity that put you in trouble. So I was a bit disturbed.
What does that mean?
How can my integrity put me in trouble?
Integrity is not supposed to put you in trouble. It's supposed to protect you.
Exactly. He said, okay, let's go. We left the place and we drove. I think the meeting was in Sheraton Hotel. And we drove straight to his house at Sokoro. Beside the ECOWAS Secretariat. He ushered me in. He said, sit down. So Fadipe, let me tell you what you don't know now. He said, he said, good. You know we have been monitoring Bameyi, including you. We have been monitoring Bameyi. I said, yes, I said, honestly, I'm at loss. How I easily now became the hunted now. Become the hunter. He said, this is what happened. And before then, we've been able to unravel Bameyi more than 2 times. Even the last time was when he went to Sokoto.
So that was what he was telling you, or you are recalling?
No, I was recalling it too.
To him.
So he said, he said, but all of a sudden, this Patrick Aziza, went to tell the CNC Abacha
okay.
that Diya asked them to plan coup against him.
Okay, so this was what General Sabo, the DMI, was telling you.
Was telling me now
that this was what happened.
What happened? He was trying to fill me in.
Okay.
To debunk the
your whole
that
position that hope.
He said so. He said, in fairness to Abacha said, no, Diya cannot do that against me. It's not true. We are closer than that. If there is anything, the man will tell me. But, based on issues of coup like that, you don't just sweep it under the carpet. And these guys were mounting pressure on Abacha. Then, according to all these things from what Sabo told me, he said what Abacha wanted to do was to remove General Diya.
Okay.
Remove Bami himself.
Okay.
He will remove Diya, retire him to go home. Then, he has not, as at that time, he has not done anything to Adisa and Olarewaju.
Yeah, they were just hanging.
He knows why. He wanted to make Olarewaju Chief of General Staff.
Okay.
Adisa, Chief of Army Staff.
I see.
Then, Bameyi, according to he said, they will make him a redundant Chief of Defense Staff. So that was the plan. But maybe through Mustafa or someone, those that is Bameyi, Magashi, and Aziza,
right,
got wind of
the
plan of
General Diya.
No, of the CNC Abacha.
Oh, okay.
So it's like they have lost out of the power play.
Okay.
So what are they fighting for again now? Even their arrowhead, Bameyi, is a redundant
Chief of Defense Staff.
Chief of Defense Staff. And when they say redundant Chief of Defense Staff, they will make it so redundant.
Yeah.
Because the service chiefs that will be really carried out.
So was that part of Abacha's plan to transmute into civilian, or was just
it was because they came with this. Okay, well, I don't want to start. Let me get them one after the other. So now, he now told them that. So they mounted more pressure.
Right.
That if you remove Diya now, the Yoruba will say it's after you have finished, you have used him and you are dumping him. So that they needed more fact to tell the whole world that this man was carrying out coup against Abacha.
Okay. Well, I mean, very.
Are you following? Now?
Can we wrap it up because of our time?
Okay. So, one thing led to the other, and they agreed that they will now carry out another coup. This time around, with the knowledge of the security
people, they
will expand the scope.
Right.
So according to him now, he said he called Omenka.
So him now is...
that's Sabo.
Okay.
Being the DMI.
Yeah.
The CNC asked him to play along with.
Okay.
So that they can get more facts against General Diya.
Okay.
So according to him, he called Omenka and said, look, brief Fadipe, so that Fadipe will not obstruct the operation.
Okay, so but you are not briefed.
Yeah, I was not briefed because he told the man, said, sir, if you tell Fadipe about this operation will fail because Fadipe is blindly loyal to his boss, Diya.
Wow.
He said, but one good thing with Fadipe is this: if you can find a way of Fadipe to join naturally,
to join the
plot,
the operation
without briefing him.
Yes.
Then when the chiefs are down, I know Fadipe very well. He will not lie against anybody. He will just tell you the way it is. He's a truthful person.
So how did that now go down?
He's now said, you see, because he believed now that because I was truthful, he said that is my integrity now. Can you imagine that now?
Anyway, but in any case, you decided when you were informed by Diya.
Yes, now.
That you should be part of it.
Yes.
Because you believe
I told him. I said, sir, it's a very tough one.
Okay, you told General Sabo?
No. Diya now.
When Diya told
they didn't tell me anything, but I just told I said, sir, but even at that, I was a major. You shouldn't have just used me like that. He said, no, Fadipe.
That's the Diya.
Sabo now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, but he now insisted that, they needed to carry out the operation.
Right.
And Diya fell for it because he thought they were actually expanding the scope.
Okay, not knowing that it was a dragnet.
A dragnet. So as at that time, Diya could have been able to say, oh, it was a setup. But ab initio, it was not a setup. The setup was to expand the scope. You understand now?
Yeah.
Initially, it was between him and those other generals. But this time around, they are bringing a lot of people in. And the operation is carrying. They want to storm now.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So they want to carry the route coup to storm the villa one way or the other.
Right. But what about the role of Bameyi? Because, when Diya was saying it's a setup, he was actually talking about Bameyi.
Yes. Bameyi, you see, now to Abacha, they thought Bameyi was actually working for them.
Okay.
What we discovered that Bameyi was actually working so that he can remove the two of them at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Remove Abacha, remove Diya.
Okay.
So whenever they sit down together, if they describe like 10 items, he will go and relay only one to Abacha. So he was not actually carrying them alone. So
Bameyi was he aware of the wider?
Yes, you see, they are the one that planned that.
Okay.
So now to them, they are still carrying out their coup.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they are relying on government to say, oh, don't worry, we know they are. But really, those three, that is Bameyi, Magashi, and Aziza, were still actually carrying out the coup. But now using that Abacha as a decoy now.
Yeah.
So now remove the two of them together.
Interesting. Wow. So do you have any regrets? When you now think about all these things.
Regrets, as in.
What's your reflection?
Honestly, if it happens, I'll still do it the same way. Because there was no way I would have betrayed my boss.
So General Sabu was right.
He was right. There was no way. And yes, a lot of things happened when we came out of detention. He was trying to malign me. But I just know it was a man that was struggling to survive.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I mean, and like I always say to people, defeat is very ugly.
I'm telling you. Because you know why I said so now? When there was a time when the Black Maria in Jos, and I saw the way almost over 100, maybe close to 200 soldiers, officers, friends have been arrested. Were you not supposed to be arrested too?
Exactly. Before I escaped.
Before you escaped. Yes, now.
Yeah.
They were looking for your sister until they ferried her somewhere to go and keep her.
Yeah.
So I told my boss, sir, you know that out of all these people, only 6 of us are privy to this coup. Can you just go as a leader? Tell the tribunal that please leave all these people.
Because they don't.
This is what happened. Do you know what my boss said? He said, you want to tell them that I plan coup?
So you had this conversation in the
Black Maria. Myself, himself, Adisa, Olarewaju, and one Major Biliamino.
Okay. So what did the other people say?
They were watching us.
Okay.
So I told sir, I said, what is wrong in you planning a coup? The only thing is wrong if you are removing a elected president.
Yeah.
It becomes a real problem.
Right.
But if you are removing a military man, once a military man is not doing well, how do you change him?
Yeah.
It's through coup.
Yeah. Which Babangida did.
Yeah, and you too did.
Right.
I said, sir, now you are chief of general staff. How did you get to this office? He said, that was a different one. And I said, sir, the difference is that the one that brought you as chief of general staff succeeded. And this one failed.
Brilliant.
That is different. So the ugly side of defeat.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We ask you one more question because of our time now. So you have an experience in the military. As a matter of fact, we know that you are you in your set, at NDA. Everybody said that you are you led in the set. So people speak of your brilliance. The problem of terrorism and insurgency, what can we do better currently as a nation. Now, when you guys were there, this wasn't a problem, but now it has become a very serious problem. I think that the military in the last several years has stepped up their game, but it's still a serious problem. What will be your own take on this?
It's just one major thing: political will from the president. The day the president sincerely makes up his mind and he calls all his service chiefs and chief of defense staff and gives them the marching order, not trying to color it. The day they are ready, and it tells them, so it will not be only kinetic approach. It can go to those areas like in Sokoto now. You know that the banditry happening there now is more of the gold that is found in that area. It has nothing to do with religion.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with ideology.
It's more
economical. Now, what do we do? The government cannot say they don't know how to arrest what is happening in Zamfara if we are all sincere.
Thank you so much, Major Shimfadipe, for your insight. And, we must continue to commend your candor and your courage and your integrity. And thank you for your service to the country when you served. And thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Okay. That's another conversation. Inside Sources. We'll be right back.